Hey guys, it's Tyler, and sorry I kind of like disappeared from YouTube for a while. I've become a cat mom. This is my new little baby. Her name is Yunya. She is cutie, and I love her more than anything. But that's not the topic of this video, although I could talk about Luna for 3,000 hours. The topic of this video might be kind of controversial because with all like the Shane Dawson stuff happening right now, there's been a lot of stuff come up, and there's one particular thing that's very close to my heart that not enough people are talking about. So I figured I would just do this to put some information out there. This is not me coming for Shane Dawson or the Psychic Twins or anyone in any way, because I do not have the platform for that. I don't know who you think I am. I just want to get this information out there so more people can see it. Yeah, let's get started. So I want to preface before I start that all the information that I got for this video came from a Twitter thread by Curly DNP on Twitter, so all credits to them. I knew that like I had seen the videos when they came out, but I was too young to really realize what was going on, and this is what brought it back. Their Twitter thread brought it back to my attention. I know this may be, all this drama may be hard for some of you. It's hard for me. I really love Shane Dawson. I have his picture with Jeffree Star back there. I have the mini controversy palette. I ordered the lip gloss with the restock, and then all this happens. I'm like, great. It's hard to see someone that you support not be who they thought they were. So don't think I'm like some Shane Dawson hater. I really loved his videos and I really supported him. I thought he was really funny and he was really gonna go places. I mean, he already went places, but like he was gonna go further and like be able to make all these movies and all these big videos and whatever. But he has to be held accountable for his actions, even by his supporters. And you have to stop supporting them in order to wake them up. Be like, hey, this is serious. We're not just joking around. The drama that I'm talking about is the Dan and Phil drama. And I know you're thinking, what? Dan and Phil? I thought they died. Well, I thought they died for a minute. No, I'm kidding. This took place back in 2016, 2017 era. And for those of you who don't know, I am a huge Dan and Phil fan. I have been for about 5 or 6 years now. I saw them on tour in 2018. I have their book, I have their merch. You can go back to my first YouTube video on this channel and I was obsessed. That was like the peak of my Dan and Phil phase. And I'm much calmer now, but they'll always have a special place in my heart. Maybe one day I'll make a video about why and how and whatnot, but now is not the time. What you need to know is that I love Dan and Phil very much. So during the era of 2016, 2017 Dan and Phil, it was the top of their fan base. Like, they were active, their fan base was active, they were getting millions of views, they were on tour, they had books, they had merch. Dan was not mysteriously gone to somewhere in the netherworld. This was like top of the line era. So a lot of YouTubers at the time used their name, their face in the thumbnail, their name in the title, whatever, to get their viewers to watch it. And you could probably think of some YouTubers, Amnesion, who used their name and made fun of them to just get their fans mad and get the views. The main question of the time, this was when like Fan, which is Dan and Phil's ship name, was like, are they dating? Are they together? Here's this evidence, and people say this, and this, and blah, 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 blah. But we really had no idea. It was kind of, for the fans in Dan and Phil, I can tell you I was a fan at this time. What it was like, it was just like, we know, and they know we know, but they're not ready to talk about it. so we're gonna be respectful, most of us. That was until June 13th, 2019. Dan Howell posted, "Basically, I'm gay," on YouTube. And you can see my reaction to that on my channel. Also, it blew up for some reason, that video, but whatever. And then on June 30th, 2019, Phil came out. Now, they never specifically said they're dating, but Dan said that they had romantic relations and that they were soulmates. And so, not to assume anything, but we know way more now than we did then. And one of the biggest points in Dan's coming out video was that he was so afraid he wasn't going to be accepted by the community, and how he needed time. He needed to do it on his own time. He didn't want people trying to out him.
Sexuality is a general fact that it can be very useful to know about a person for several reasons, but we can't force people to disclose that either. We don't know this person's life story, what they've been through, if they haven't told people, if they'll lose their job, if they're in danger. There are so many reasons someone might not be open about it. We can preach the message that being out is good, but aggressively speculating or trying to out someone is really bad. They might not be gay, in which case we're just harassing someone and probably stereotyping, and if they are, there's gonna be a reason why they haven't talked about it.
Remember that. That's very important for this story. Now let's go on to what Shane was doing during this time. This was the era of Shane's content shortly before he started like the big dramatic docu-series videos, which I don't know if any of y'all watched Shane before, because I got him into Shane's videos right before he started the docu-series videos, and it was like these bright yellow backgrounds, and he was eating lots of weird food and trying weird things and making weird jokes, and it was all the same format. He wore like the same shirt and the same background, and that was just what he made. And he, like other YouTubers, I'm not saying that he's the only one who did this, but he did use Dan and Phil for clickbait and used their fans to get views. I mean, who could blame them? All this drama starts, really, it's hard to pinpoint a place where the drama started, but where I find that the major point of it is on his podcast, Shane and Friends, with the Psychic Twins on as a guest. If you don't know who the Psychic Twins are, they are YouTubers who, they're twins and they're psychic. Wow, I really had to explain that one. And so he brought them on to the podcast to ask them questions about YouTubers. And one of the YouTubers that came up, of course, was Dan and Phil. Here's the clip. Something I forgot to mention that you need to see before you see this clip, is that Shane's gonna say some crap like, "Oh, I don't want to out people, this is wrong, blah 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 blah." Keep watching. Trust me. Even though he says this, just keep watching.
Speaking of things that people are very curious about, now, this is a big conspiracy right now.
Okay.
Everybody, and this is weird for me to talk about because I feel like it's like this weird outing thing and I don't want to do that. But their fans are convinced that Dan and Phil, YouTubers Dan and Phil, are actually in a gay relationship and they've been together the whole time. I don't think they are. I think they're just fucking with the audience and they probably think it's funny and like, you know,
their
fan fiction is
fashion
funny.
is not gay enough. I've seen their sneakers in real life and there's no way they're gay.
Right. But their audience is convinced. They have created this story in their head that they are together. Now, as psychics, what do you see for Dan and Phil's relationship?
Well, we invited them on our show. As you know, you were there. And they still haven't taken us up on it, even after we said, "What are you hiding, Dan and Phil?"
What are you hiding, Dan and Phil?
This is what I think. We don't out people, Shane, as you know. But I think that they have a thing.
You do?
Yes. I think they did and
You see where this is a problem? A man of the LGBTQ plus community. I don't know, I'm not sure if he was out at this time. I'll look it up and I'll put it down in one of the corners, whether or not he was out at this time. But he was a man of the, He is a man of the LGBTQ+ community. He is bisexual. He's marrying his boyfriend, Ryland. They're engaged. The fact that he would do that to someone really, really, I don't know. Because that was their biggest fear. And someone with millions of subscribers egged on to that. Also, during this era, Shane had a series reacting to YouTubers' first videos, and one of the videos featured on this series was Dan's first video. Now, before I show you the clip, I would like you to know that Dan turned 18 3 months before this video was filmed.
To be somebody that posts videos.
He looks like somebody that would get fucked so hard on Stickam. Like, he would just go to a Stickam and he would just be getting face fucked. At 3 a.m. 500 people watching, me included.
Do you see why this is a problem? I don't know what this video was, the original video, but he found a compilation of Dan sneezing. Whoever made this compilation? I don't know, but Shane found it and he reacted to it in a video.
I have to go check that out for a second. That was wet. Ooh! No judgment, but damn, his sneezes are fucking wet. You could use that for lube. Oh! I shouldn't be talking, but damn. Could you imagine sitting in front of him at the movies? Getting hard just thinking about it.
I don't want to believe it as much as you do. I don't. I was looking at this Twitter thread and looking at all this evidence and just trying to come up with excuses and it's just not possible. And I believe that Shane owes Dan and Phil a public apology. He owes them a private apology and a public one. Because even though they're out now, and he was right all along, even though he did say, I don't want to out anyone, an apology is needed. And that's just facts. Oh, here's another piece of evidence from the thread that I almost forgot to mention. There's a video on Shane's channel dedicated to reading Dan and Phil smut, which if you don't know is basically fanfiction porn, to his millions of subscribers. Oh my god. Then another layer on top of the cake is this tweet from Needy Phil on Twitter. If that doesn't speak for itself, I don't know what does. And I mean, Shane Dawson is not the only guilty one here. I think we've all made jokes about it before they came out. And the shippers obviously being shippers back then. And tons and tons of YouTubers used it for video titles, conspiracy theories, and all that crap. And that's really not okay. We need to take accountability for our actions. Shane needs to take accountability for his actions in order for things to get better. We need justice. And I know there's a lot more important things right now that need justice. Trust me, I know. Everything needs to be accounted for. We need to get it all out in the air while we're getting things out in the air. What I think we need is Shane to publicly apologize to both Dan and Phil, to both privately apologize to Dan and Phil and prove that he has. He doesn't have to say what he said, but prove that, you know, he did. And for people to respect the privacy of sexuality. Sexuality is something that's meant for you and only you, and you take time to figure it out and find yourself. You'd think that someone of the LGBTQ plus community would know that, but apparently not. Again, this is not me shading anyone or anything like that. I'm just getting this out there while we're getting things out there, because Dan and Phil are near and dear to my heart. I cannot explain to you how much they mean to me, how much they've done for me, and I cannot let this go unseen. I can't let this be another thing where Shane says, "Oh, I was joking," or he pushes it off like, "Oh, I'm so sensitive." No, because they deserve better. They've been through so much, and they deserve better, and this is just blatant disrespect. Please go to Curly DMT's thread on Twitter and tag Shane Dawson in it so that he can see it, so we can get justice for Dan and Phil. And also, speaking of justice, click the link in the description below to donate to Black Lives Matter. Donate to Black Lives Matter movements? What is a donating thing called? My brain is just like blanked out. Donate, sign petitions, and do whatever you can. Everything needs justice. We all need to get this all out of the air so that when this quarantine is over, we have a new and better world. I love you.